Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thoughtcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the mostest, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, Steve?
Hi, how's it going?
Fantastic. And with us tonight is Gerardo Rodriguez from Decasa Woodfire Pizza in Midland, Texas. Welcome.
How's it going?
Man.
Great.
No, thank y'all. Thank y'all for inviting us. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
I can't wait. Like Steve and I love pizza. So.
We've been talking about getting you on for a while now, and we're glad it finally just kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be good times.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody have a good day or what? Is it good?
Busy day.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, same. Mine was that weird kind of like chill busy where I got a lot done, but I didn't feel like I got a lot done. So that's always how it is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, hey, so at the top of every episode, Gerardo, we asked what was the most amazing thing you ate this week, and so I'm going to let you go first.
Man, what was the most amazing thing I ate this week? I don't know. I guess we got to start with Chef Steven's lamb he had for his birthday. That was great. Yeah. I love lamb. So I mean, anytime I get lamb, I'll be the first. I'll be like, yep, that's the most amazing thing I ate. So hats off to Chef Stevens, for his lamb.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you got to tell us about this lamb, Steve.
Well, I was going to say that kind of ties into what I had as well, because I brined tri-tip and lamb chops for about 2.5 weeks. So when we cooked them and smoked them, everything just came out so tender, so juicy, and I mean, it just pretty much melted in your mouth. So
yep, sure did.
Nice. You can't underestimate like the power of a good brine on meat.
No, never.
Like, oh man,
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I had pizza for dinner tonight, little local Dallas place, but the pizza is a seasonal that they have, and it's called the Pretty Pickle. It's white sauce, mozzarella, bacon, dill pickles, and fresh dill. Steve's worst nightmare. And I added ground beef to it, and then pineapple on one half.
Oh,
interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
Pineapple for me, and the not pineapple half for my mom because she hates warm fruit. So here we are.
Yep, pineapple and pickle.
We were actually having that
pineapple
discussion.
And everything.
Yeah, we had that discussion this past weekend, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we sure did.
So Gerardo, we just want to know all about you. Like, let us know, how did you get into pizza and where are you from and all the good things.
Oh man, where do I start, man?
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. Yeah, no. So this pizza journey probably started about 4 years ago. About 4 years ago. My first introduction to pizza was, man, like I worked at a pizza shop. I worked at Mr. Getty's when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only time I ever worked with pizza, was at Mr. Getty's. Worked there during high school. Didn't work there for that long. For some reason, I forgot what happened. But all my buddies worked there, and like I said, it was probably one of the most funnest jobs I ever had because it was hanging out with my boys. You know what I mean? Hanging out with my friends and dudes that I hanged out with at school. So what's better than hanging out with your friends, working with them. So that was kind of like my first introduction to pizza, but I didn't understand pizza at all. I was like, oh, this is where you put the sauce or put the cheese and, send it in the conveyor belt and cut it like this. I got to do dough. First time I ever got to do dough was there in the Hobart mixer, 60-quart Hobart mixer.
Yes.
Yeah, with a big boy, yeah. So that was my first time ever doing dough, but the dough, what I do compared to that, I'm like, it's way different. Their dough was so generic, and you could taste it. I'm like, yeah, I could taste it, obviously, right? But rather than that, after that, 16, now I'm 33, but after that, like, I never touched food ever again. Never worked in a restaurant ever again. Always worked in the oil field, worked construction, just that. But I guess you could say around, man, it's got to be around 2015, 2014, 2015. I was working in the oil field and I got hurt. And my daughter was being born. I just bought a new house. I had just gotten married. and I couldn't work for almost a whole year. I couldn't even walk. So yeah. So during that time, I couldn't walk or whatever. My wife was the only one holding down the fort. I was getting probably like $400 a month out of disability, and which wasn't enough for especially a newborn and 2 kids and mortgage.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing, right? So
Wow.
so which was crazy, right? But during that time, I was like, what can I do to help? I want to learn something, while I'm here. So, the power of, YouTube, power of the internet, I was searching, one thing I always wanted was bagels. I always wanted to learn, I always wanted a good bagel, and I always wanted to learn how to make bagels. So, when I was at my home, at my house by myself, I started learning how to make bagels. And that was about, almost 9 years ago.
That's
10 years. Yeah. So that was my first, that was really my first introduction into, home baking was bagels, but not even pizza yet. I still ain't even gotten into pizza. And so I learned how to make bagels, and the kids loved them, family loved them, we loved them, friends loved them, and just like that. And then, I got better, got surgery, got better, went back to work, and all my thought was, hey, let's just work. Let's just work to, get my family ahead, because, I lost a whole year without working.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I was able to go back to the oil field. And then once I went back to the oil field, all these years, I had another kid. We have 3 kids now. And, I got to a point when I turned about 30 years old. I was just driving to work one day, and I was like, what? I asked God, like, what do you want me to do, God? Like, I'm 30 years old. I mean, I feel like I caught up on everything. What do you want me to do? What is there else to do in life? Like, is it just going to work and
That's a wild
coming home?
conversation, man, because you don't ever know what the answer is going to be. It could have been anything.
It could have been anything. Yep,
Wow.
could have been anything. And I was on a long stretch of road. I was on a long stretch road for at least 20, 30 miles. And as soon as I turned into that road, I said, God, what do you want me to do? And like I said, I turned 30, and He said, do pizza. He said, do pizza. That was
just direct like that,
Man.
Good answer.
Yep.
What a crazy journey. That is so cool.
Yep. I'm not like it's crazy. Yeah, it's they say God works in mysterious ways, and and it's weird because, like I said, why would that be the first thing coming to my mind is to do pizza?
Wow.
I was never thought about pizza. Never thought about it. And
well, that's why.
Yep. It's weird.
He wanted to like blow your mind with something.
Yeah, you sure did. Sure did. And so after that, I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna follow what you say. And so after that, I was just watching YouTube videos. I said, where did pizza come from? And it says Naples, Italy. I found it was first done in Naples, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I want to learn that. I want to learn, from the people from Naples. So I started searching YouTube videos, how to make pizza in Naples, Italy, or just how to's, and after that, I was just, I got hooked. I got hooked with it, and I was like, all right, well, I've seen so many videos. Let's put it to work now. Let's start making dough. And trust me, some of the dough that I used to make, it was bad. It was bad. Overproof, underproof. I would kill my yeast. I would, dough balls wouldn't even rise. Just stuff like that. I was just, but I was like, you know what? I'm like, the taste of pizza wasn't good. I would give it to my kids, and they wouldn't even like it. My wife wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. And I'm like, no, I think this is done. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, that's not me. Like, I was like, I think I was just hearing things. This is not what God wants me to do.
How many times did you almost give up?
100.
Wow.
100 times.
Wow.
And I don't know. I tried so many dough recipes, and what's funny was that I I was looking at everybody's recipes. Like they will give you recipes, right? Internet will have recipes, YouTube videos will have recipes, and I would try to follow them to the T, and they would never come out. And then finally, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it my way. I want to do it the way I think it's gonna be done. And I think this is the way it's gonna work because I feel like I can't copy somebody else. Like it works for them, but it doesn't work for me. It's that whole thing of one size fits all. It doesn't. That's not true. And until I decided after the 101 time, I said, all right, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it my way. Boom, it clicked. I said, there it is. That's the dozo recipe right there.
That's
and it was just by feel. It was just by feel. It was just by looking at it. But hey, I did it 100 times. I knew what to look for now.
That is but so much cooking is just intuition and feeling.
Oh yeah,
so much.
Best pizza crust that I've ever had.
I appreciate it. Too kind.
Yeah, we're gonna be planning out. Like Gerardo already knows. Like, hey, his place is one of my favorites. So
appreciate it, Steven.
Oh yeah,
appreciate it, Steven. Appreciate it, man. But no, I mean that's kind of where my first introduction to pizza was, and my wife was like, "Hey, I found this around 2020. She was like, "Hey, I found this uni oven on Marketplace. Some lady selling it, and this was when unis used to be OO or UUNI. I think right now they're OONI. So this is before they even rebranded. So it was like their first. It was kind of like their first model. So I was able to get one of their first models, uni ovens, and it was a pellet oven. So you will have to put like wood pellets in there to get your fire going. So it was technically considered a wood fired oven. And I remember the first time I ever got it, I was so excited to use it, and that's when I started cooking pizzas out of it, and my family, we would eat pizza, we wouldn't.
Is that like a one, like you could fit one in there, like this?
Oh yeah, it was just one. It was a 12-inch. It was a 12-inch. It was a 12-inch oven. It was a 12-inch oven.
Okay. And
you can only fit one at a time, and man, that thing got up to like 800, 900 degrees.
Shoo.
Yes, I still have it, and it's crazy because every time I look at it, I'm like, I can't believe that was my first investment into this business. Was $150.
Aww.
Yeah, so it's like but no,
is it just like hanging at your house now?
Yeah, it is, and actually all my ovens are here.
I was gonna say, you need to put that like in some sort of trophy case and be like, "This is the one that got it all started."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro. Yeah. So hopefully, I will pay homage to it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man. But yeah, after that, we started making pizza just at home for friends, family. Friends and family just come over, and we're like, "Hey, I want to make some pizza. Yeah, let's. You want to try some pizza?" And trust me, some of the pizzas that I'll make, they weren't the greatest because I would just get whatever was at H-E-B. At first I wasn't even making my own sauce. Like I wasn't I didn't even know about San Marzano style tomatoes.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
I think you have to go through some of that though. Like I really thought I could cook in high school, and I couldn't cook worth a crap, and my poor family had to eat a lot of terrible things, and they were too nice to say.
Right,
but I know it was bad. I know sometimes it was bad.
Well, we work, that's another, like you said, So I work with what I have. I always have worked with what I have, and that's one thing about me that I always work with what I have, and that's all I have. Well, I'm gonna try to make it the best, and I think that just comes from growing up, from a single parent household, and you have to cook for yourself. You have to. You have to cook for you and your brothers.
Scrappy.
Yep, scrappy. So that was, it's kind of what I learned. Really, I was already frying eggs from, at 9, 10 years old. Frying eggs for myself. Stuff like that. So
are you an egg on pizza guy or not?
I love eggs. So we used to do a brunch pizza that we used to put a fried egg on top of there. Oh man, it was so good.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
It's probably gonna be next week's special. Gerardo doesn't know it yet.
No, sir.
He just doesn't know it yet.
I have to interrupt your story because I have the ultimate question. Like, when are the pizza bagels coming? Like, when's that happening?
No. No. We did them.
About that.
We did them one time. We did them one time on the food truck, and man, it got too crazy. We're like, nope, take it off. It got too crazy.
It got too crazy. Like you sold too many.
Sold too many. People wanted, and then people wanted to customize them so much. I was like, no. I was like, it's not, and it's not. It doesn't. It doesn't work the way you think it's gonna work. That's another thing too.
It's probably not like super cost effective for the labor.
No.
But
yeah.
Man,
And that's
I bet you could crush it like at the holidays if you could sell like 12 pepperoni bagels, you know? Frozen.
At some point, you're gonna have to make one for me, you know?
Yeah, we will.
Bagel bites, you know, that's what it is.
Yep. But no, so after doing, having the family taste it, and it was never supposed to be a business. I'll tell you that right now.
Really?
It should never become this big. It's a science project gone wrong. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is, and it's crazy because I shouldn't. I just it should have just been just to do something fun, learn something, do it for the family, do it for friends. Just look, I have a cool skill. I make pizza. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But you know how people are, and I guess I'm kind of like a dreamer, and I'm kind of like a serial entrepreneur, I guess, at the same time, and I guess that's not like a good thing because it can get you in trouble, and especially got me in trouble with my wife because now she's in it with me, and yeah, she's in it with me. But no, it's probably I can kind of say it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to us because it's we gain our time back. We have our time. We own our time.
Yeah,
dude, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with being a dreamer, man.
No,
that's how things get built and done, dude.
Yep. And I've always, like talk about McDonald's. I mean, Ray Kroc, whatever he was, I don't care, but he does have a good quote, and it says, fortune favors the bold, and that's you have to come out.
Before we started recording, we were talking about McGriddles.
yeah.
What I like about the dream is that it's always intriguing to see how the evolution is of it. Like what's the next big thing that's going to happen from just this idea of pizza, or in your case, or in McDonald's case, like I just love to see how it always evolves.
Yes, sir. And so, like I said, we were just doing that, and then eventually people were like, "Hey, I think you should do I think you should sell it." They're like, you should do a pop-up or something. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, I think people will buy this. I was like, nah, man. I was like, nobody wants to buy pizza from me, dude. I mean, I'm not even a chef. Nobody wants to buy pizza from me.
That's what people always say. They go like, nobody wants this, or there's not a market, there's not a need for it, or whatever. But you'd be so surprised what people spend money on.
Yes, ma'am. And like, so I was like, nah, man. Me and my wife were like, nah, nobody's gonna buy this. Nobody. But my wife was the one like, no, I think you should. I think I think we should do a pop-up and maybe a farmer's market. And we're like, all right, well, let's try it out. I got nothing to lose. I had 3 days. So that's another thing too. The company I was working for, they gave me 3 days off. So I was like, what do I do? I could either bum off or I can learn something. And so that's what I was doing. I was learning how to make pizza. I have this time. Man. So yeah. So, it's kind of their fault. They gave me all this time to.
You were hustling.
Oh yeah. And like I said, man, I think that's the serial entrepreneur in me and the dreamer in me that I'm like, well, if I got this time, I could do this or I could do that. But I always try to utilize my time as best as I can.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so we went, and I think our first pop-up was, man, where was it? So actually, no, it wasn't even our pop-up. We didn't even do a pop-up. We sold pizza out of our house, which is crazy. Yeah, we didn't know we were supposed to. We couldn't do that. And people, yeah. So we're like friends and family. We were just friends and family.
Sure.
And so we're like, hey, 10 pizzas. We're gonna make 10 pizzas this weekend. And they're like, all right, they're just $10. They're little 10-inch, $10. They're like, and I was like, all right, well, shoot, if people buy them, why not? And yeah, so we sold our first 10 pizzas within an hour. We're like, what? I was like, I just made $100. So I was like,
is that just like word of mouth, or did you
just word of mouth? We did a social media like on our personal.
Yeah.
We didn't even have like an Instagram or a Facebook for the pizza for Decasa. And so we were just like, friends and family, and then they're like, man, this is great. They gave us all this feedback, like, this is delicious. We never had something like this. And this was when unis were, pretty popular. They still are. The little mobile ovens, they're pretty popular, and so we were just doing that. And then the next week we're like, I'm off. You want to try it out again? Yeah, let's try it out. Let's do 20. So 20.
Nice.
So 20, it just went like that, and then eventually, like I said, it was a science project gone wrong. It got too big, and random people started showing up. We're like, yeah, let's cut it. We're not gonna be selling pizza out of our house no more. I think it's getting too big, where it's like we don't even know who these people are. It's like now.
Did you decide that you wanted to do wood fire? Like, you bought the uni, it was kind of like on a whim. So did you already know that you wanted to do wood fire, or you were just messing around? Okay.
No, I was just messing around. I still didn't want to do wood fire. No, I still didn't want to do wood fire. I still didn't want to do wood fire, but I always loved wood fire. That's another thing too. I always loved wood fire because it's
I like that char.
Yeah, well, I love the char, but it's and I'm from Midland. I mean, I'm from Midland. There's not a lot of options here. And when I tried wood fire, the first time I ever tried wood fire pizza was here at a restaurant called Cork and Pig, and it wasn't truly wood fire. It was just more of a, it was done in a dome oven,
like a high temp. Yeah,
high temp, but the crust was different, right? It was more of a bread, it was more of a, like that Neapolitan. It was that bread and the crust, that it's that cook that got me, and I was like, if I ever did pizza, this is the type of style I would like to do.
Right.
But I never thought about making a business out of it. I was just like, it was just a thought. But using those unis, that's kind of what gave me that. I mean, I love the smell. I love the smell of oak. I love the smell of oak. I mean, I love seeing the fire. I love seeing the fire. But no, not yet. We still didn't even decide on wood fire. And then eventually, like I said, the uni thing the selling out of the house got too big. So people were like, hey, so-and-so is going to have a market. Do you want to do a pop-up there? I was like, what do you mean a pop-up? And they're like, yeah, bring your tin, or just don't bring your tin, and they'll have a tent there for you, bring a table and whatever. And we're like, my wife was like, yeah, we should do it. I was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. I was all right. And that's when I bought a different type of uni. I bought a gas-assisted uni.
Right.
And it was a 16-inch Coda. Yeah, it was a 16-inch Coda, and which is, you could fit a 16-inch pizza in there. But it wasn't wood fire, it was gas.
Yeah.
And so we used that. It was our first pop-up, and people seemed to like it. And we're like, man, we just made, $200 or $300. That's pretty cool, just a weekend thing. It was just a Saturday thing, and it was just to do something. And then after that, it's just, people kept inviting us to do pop-ups, and then from pop-ups went to farmers market. First farmers market, we're a flop. We didn't even sell anything at the farmers market. I think people were like, oh, what is that? Like, what's that little oven? It's like, people looked at us like, that's a little alien oven, like, what are y'all even doing? What are y'all even doing?
It looks like a little UFO, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little UFO, and people didn't know what we were doing. And then eventually, I had a bunch of ingredients, go to waste, whatever, and we're like, I might not come here no more. I might stop doing pizza now, And then the next week they're like, hey, you should come again. I was like, what do you mean come again? I was like, we didn't really do that good. Like, no, you should come again. We're like, all right, well, let's try it again. And that's another thing too with me. It's like, I'm gonna go try it again. That's just, and this is how it's always been here. But we're like, let's try it again. Well, we tried it again, and boom, we sold out. And then I think people started to notice us, and week after week, we started selling out. Bigger lines of over 100 pizzas at a farmer's market from a couple of hours out of one uni.
Crazy.
Yeah, out of one uni, and then eventually I bought 2 unis, and then I got my brother to work with me, and Like we had a little production going at the farmers market.
Maybe 2 minutes per pizza.
Oh yeah, 2 or 3 minutes, depending, you know. But man, we were, you know, you know, it was crazy how insane the wait times got, and how many people wanted it, and I was just like, wow. And we were just doing 10-inch pies at the time, and one topping, margaritas and pepperoni, and I think just the jalapeno. That's it.
I can remember seeing y'all have the line at the farmers markets like the few times I would have Saturday mornings off.
Yeah.
And it just looked like a long line. So my wife and I would just be intimidated, like, okay, well, we'll circle back. And then y'all would be sold out, or I had to go to work or something, you know. So I remember that very well.
Yeah, no, and you know, I wish I always had, you know, for everybody, you know, it's like you want everybody to try your product, right? You want everybody to have a piece of it, a slice of it, you know, but sometimes, you know, you can only do so much.
We have a lot of huge businesses here in Dallas that started at the farmers market before they had a brick and mortar.
Wow.
Like Pecan Lodge Barbecue started in one of the stalls at the
Dallas
farmers market, and I remember the lines, and it would be like until sold out. You know, and there's a lot of success stories. Like you can't sleep on a farmer's market, man. Like, because that's where you're getting like up close and personal with your fan base. You know,
it really is. Yep.
You get to build those connections before you even have something permanent, and then a lot of people will follow you from there.
Ma'am.
I'm sure you have a lot of people that used to go to the farmers markets that go to the restaurant now, and they're like, man, I remember. You know, I'm sure you get a lot of that, right?
Well, yes, but I still get people from the house. That's even crazier.
No.
From the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And I never saw them. That's another thing too. My wife was the one that used to just carry it out, but I never saw the people. So, but they used to tell me like, yeah, we used to stop at your house and get pizza on Saturday. I was like, what? I was like, man, thank you for sticking with us. You know, thank you. And you know, I appreciate those people. You know, I appreciate all my customers. You know,
you have so many fans.
Yeah, so many fans, which is crazy. Which is crazy to me. I'm like, man, I was like, I never
didn't even want to do it.
No. Like it's like I said, it's all this has grown organically. And it's crazy because, like it has let us do a lot of things, and we're still doing a lot of things, and we're still learning. We're still learning our business. We're still learning. You know, one thing about us, we want to get better. You know, every day you want to get better. You know, no matter if it's just an inch or a mile, you know, you want to get better at anything you do. And but yeah, so we did the farmers market, and then I was just like, I don't know. I told my wife, I was like, you know, she wasn't really liking her job anymore in the oil field. You know, she was working for an oil operator for the same company I was working for, and then I was working, and I was like, you know, she's been at that company for like 10 years. I was at that company for 4. And I was just like, yeah, I'm starting not to like this. Like, I'm like, there's got to be more to life than this. Like, you know, our kids are growing. And then we're like, I think we could, you know, do you think you would do this full time? And we're like, yeah. I was like, you think so? And she was like, I think so. And I was like, the only way to try is doing it. And
it's so
finding a food truck. Yes. So I mean, you know, finding a food truck was another thing, man. I mean, we tried to buy a new food truck. They wouldn't even give us a loan, which is crazy, you know, because we didn't have no business. We didn't have no, you know, nothing. We just had our regular credit, but they weren't gonna let you, you know, get a food truck or anything like that. And you know, food trucks at the time I was looking at, they're like $80,000-$90,000, the ones I wanted, and it's like, man, I was like, we're never gonna get a food truck. We don't even have that type of money. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna give up on pizza. I'm not gonna do it. And because I kept looking through, you know, Craigslist, Facebook, used vending. I would look just through like, yeah, just you know, I was like, and I got tired of it. I was like, I'm sick of this. Like, I don't even want to keep looking at food trucks no more. I was like, they're overpriced, they're so expensive. I was like, even if we throw our money out, I was like, that's all our savings. Like, we have nothing. And
it's a big risk.
Yes, big risk.
I really applaud the bravery of people who can open their own business like that, because it takes so much.
So much. Yeah. So after that, I was just like, this is crazy. You know, there's another story. Like, I was like, I'm done. I'm done looking at the internet. I'm I'm never gonna do pizza again. I don't even want to do pizza no more. and I said, I'm tired of looking at my phone. And I said, and I remember my wife was like, hey, let's go pick up our son from the tennis center. He's done playing tennis. Let's go pick him up. And I was like, all right, cool deal. And like I said, all that day I had already looked through. I was getting so discouraged. And then I said, you know what? I'm not gonna look at my phone all day now. And then we went to go pick up our son, and I said, you know what, God? I'm gonna look at this phone one more time, and if there's nothing there for me, I'm done doing pizza. Mm-hmm. Boom! As soon as I open, there's a food truck there for sale. Right, my price point.
Good. He's good.
I said, no. I'm like, why? I was fixing to give up on it. Like, I was just gonna let it go, and there it is, right there. The food truck was right there.
That's awesome.
I knew who the people were. I knew where it was at. I contacted them directly. Went to go buy it the next week. Quit my job the following week.
So I gotta ask, how did you come up with the name Decasa? Because
from the house, right?
Oh,
from the house.
That's simple, yeah.
So you know, as you know, Hispanics, you know, what's the best food come from? Decasa. You know, it comes homemade, right? Where's the best food? You know, what people always tell you, like, what's the best Mexican food? Oh, my mama's house. You know, so it's like, it's comida de casa. So I put de and casa together, and I said Decasa. That's it.
That's
it.
Simple.
Yes, and because it started at home. You know, it started at home. That's where I started at,
and easy to say. You know?
Yeah, easy to say. Exactly.
It's fast.
Exactly. You know, it's easy to say. Everybody could say it. It's just Decasa, you know. So and it's crazy how people say it, like it's Decasa. They don't even say wood fire pizza. They don't even say Decasa. They just say Decasa. Which is crazy.
I do. Yeah. Let's go to Decasa. Yeah. Or let's go hit up Decasa. Yeah. That's what I always say with my wife. So.
Steven, how long have you been eating there?
Pretty much since they were a food truck. They had just gotten their brick and mortar, and they hadn't moved in yet. So they were always right outside with their food truck, and I would go hit them up from time to time whenever I had a chance, you know. I can even remember this one night they were they'd be busy, and they would tell me, like, hey, it's going to be a 30, 45-minute wait. So there was one night where I was like, you know what? That's cool. Take your time. No rush. And I went and picked up, like, a 6-pack of beer, and I just remember sitting in the bed of my truck having a beer, waiting for pizza. The pizza was ready, and then I went home, and my wife and I ate, and we were just happy as can be. It was a great time. Yeah.
I love to hear that because, you know, it's something that you don't see, right? Like, once the pizza's gone, well, you know, it's like, vaya con Dios, you know, like, go with God, you know, it's like, you know, let's, you know, whatever happens, you know, I hope they like it, hope they enjoy it, you know.
But the problem that I have is that we always order 2 pizzas, and it's like one is just enough, and then 2's too much, and we always overorder. So we're like, oh man, we got leftovers, and of course, you know, leftovers are always really good too the following day. But man, it's always worth it, and we try to do like the special, and then like either a margarita, cheese, something, you know.
We call them the classics.
Yep.
the classics. Yeah.
Are you to the point in your life where you just can't eat any more pizza, or do you still?
No, I eat pizza. I mean, I love pizza. No, I love pizza, but I don't eat my pizza as much. The only time I eat is like if I'm making a new one, you know, if I'm like trying, you know, new toppings on it, or, you know, something like that. But I don't eat it all the time. But I do want it. I want to eat it, but I'm so tired. I don't want to make it for myself. You know what I mean? Like I want so. Last week we went to St. Marcus and we visited some of our friends, and they opened up a pizzeria and there in St. Marcus called Sylvia Pizza, and us just sitting there in the restaurant eating it was like, oh my God, this is what I wanted to feel. Like I wanted to feel like somebody's cooking for me now. I'm not cooking for everybody else. Now somebody's cooking for me, and I feel like this is what people experience when they're in my shop. You know, so I got to experience the customer point of view.
And sometimes you want to be like served. You know, you want to be taken care of.
Yes.
Totally.
100%. Yeah. But
I mean, every time I go into the restaurant, I always feel like I'm, you know, like family. You know, they hang out, we talk, we chill, and Gerardo's making pizza for me and whatnot, and I'm just like, this is awesome. You know.
Yeah, no, then that's what it is. And when you do come, Melissa, our place is an open concept. We cook in front of you. It's a chef's table. That's what it is.
Nice.
It's
I
a
love
chef's
that.
table. You see everything. There's no. We're not hiding nothing. It's you'll see our oven is the heart and soul of the building. I love it. I love seeing the fire there. I love people seeing there, and they compliment it all the time. It's like, hey, that's it's just fire roaring in there. You're cooking with fire.
I have like really big feelings about the kitchen being the most important part of the home because historically it was the hearth. It heated the home, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Families way back when would all sleep in one room and you do your cooking just adjacent to that or maybe in the same room. And the kitchen's like the heart of the house. And that's where we get the saying part of the house in the industry. And yeah, so I love an open concept in like an industry building like that.
Yes, ma'am. And we have a bar. We have a bar built there where people can sit down and they see us cook. We serve them there.
Nice.
We also got we got a couple of tables, 4 tops and 2 tops that people can sit down and or take it to go. But I mean that was my whole thing when we first opened this place. We have to work with what we got and this is what we did. This is how we were able to maximize our space. And and thanks to my wife, because at first I didn't see it. My wife did. I didn't see it, and then until she put it together, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So
what I also like is that he collaborates with a few of the local chefs around like Midland, Odessa, and they provide like killer sausage, things like that. He puts that in specials, and OMG, it's amazing.
I was looking through your Instagram, and I like that shishito pizza is like calling my name.
Yes.
But I saw like some sausage that came from Odessa charcuterie. And,
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm a jalapeno fanatic, so anything you're gonna put jalapenos on is like
fresh jalapenos. We use fresh jalapenos here.
Mm-hmm.
And Angel from Odessa charcuterie puts up some good stuff.
Oh yeah. No,
I would go over there and I would just see him.
I gotta get to that part of Texas at some point.
Oh yeah.
No, it's cool.
You got a house here. Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Steven's a great host.
We try.
Nice.
Yeah. Steven's a great host. And,
nice.
But yeah, no. So we were in the food truck for almost a year, and then it's like every other business. We had our ups and downs, but can't cry over spilled milk. There was days that we didn't make nothing. There was days, not every day was easy. Not every day was a great day. And, both me and my wife, leaving these, good jobs, they were good jobs. I mean, we're getting paid pretty well. And for doing that and, going to the food truck and going to pizza, it's a tough thing. It's real tough.
It did sound slightly terrifying.
Yes. Yes. And every day. But you know what? I think that's also the thrill of it because it's like, the road to success is not going to be straight. It's not going to be straight.
Mm-mm.
And,
so do you still run the truck as well? Do you
no
events or no? Okay.
No. So we like I said, we were doing we would just park. So that was another thing. The reason I got the food truck too was because my friend owns a donut shop here in Midland, and before I even got the trailer, he told me, he goes, hey brother, you are more than welcome to set up your food truck here at my parking lot. He goes, I was like, for real? He goes, yeah. I was like, I could pay you. He goes, dude, I don't want your money. He goes, I don't want to charge you. He goes, I just want you to succeed and be successful.
Oh.
And luckily, thank God, we were able to pop up there for a couple of months, and we'll move around here and there to like maybe do events, but and our regular times was always there. And then until one day, I guess because my wife said she was being nosy, she was passing by through where we're at right now through the street, and she saw this building, the building that we're in right now. She saw that it was for lease, and she was like, I'm going to go call. And I was like, all right, well, we weren't even thinking about moving into a brick and mortar within a year. We didn't. We were just like, let's just keep using the food truck and give it a year, 2 years. And because our food truck was homemade. It was a homemade food truck,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it wasn't well insulated. When it was cold, it was cold, and when it rained, and when it was hot, it was hot. And but like I said, my wife passed through here, and she saw this place for lease. She called, and they were like, "Yeah, we go show it to you." And I was like, "All right, well, let's go look at it." We saw it, and we were like, "Man, this is a really cool building. It's small. I feel like we could work with something." But we weren't even like thinking about getting it. We weren't thinking about getting it, and then we're like, I think that week we had like the weather was just so bad. Our sales was so low, and we're like, I think it's because I think we need to get a place now. I think we kind of outgrew our food truck, and it's not
And
it's not
it's
working
hard
out.
to work in that
It
space
is.
for a
It
really
is.
long time. Like that's just it's super daunting, and you really have to love what you're doing to be like
Yes.
basically climbing on top of one another and
Yes.
running into each other.
Most
for
definitely.
a long time,
Yeah. No. I mean, it was a small trailer. I'm 260 pounds, 6 foot. It's not that easy to move around in there. But we made it work. We made it work, and like I said, we found this place. But like another thing, here's another story. We were just like, nah, we're not gonna get it. I don't think we can make it. I don't think it's. I don't think we can afford it. And then we had like almost like a week, and then a week passed, and we're like, I guess I kind of prayed about it, and my wife, she called back the lady to tell her like, I think we're interested. We're gonna go ahead and get it. Well, she during that week, the lady didn't answer that day. She didn't answer because I guess she wasn't open. I guess she wasn't in town or something. But during that week, a lot of people had already came by and looked at it, and I think they wanted it. And I told my wife, I was like, well, let me call her because she was calling from her cell phone. I said, you know what? Let me call her from my phone. Well, I called from my phone. Boom, she picked up, and we say, hey, I think we want the building. All right, cool deal, because I was fixing to give it away to somebody else, and I was like, wow. So we signed the lease, and we signed the lease.
Happened like exactly the way that it was supposed to.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. We signed the lease, and we're like, oh my god. Now we have a lease, but we hadn't even built it out. Like we still had to figure out where we're gonna buy an oven, where we're gonna put in it, tables. We didn't have none of that. We didn't have refrigerators. We didn't have prep stations. We didn't have. The only thing we had was our food truck and a mixer.
A gutted
They've come a long way.
One mixer for your dough. That's it.
Yes. So the guy, so my friend. So my friend from the Donna shop sold me that mixer. It was a Hobart 30 quart, and I was blessed. That was another big. Before I even got the food truck, that was one of my big investments, and I think that's kind of what I said. There's no looking back. I paid like $2,500 for that Hobart mixer, and I'm like, wow, it's like $2,500. I was like, those things were going for like $10,000.
So in case the listeners don't know, when we're talking about like a 30 and a 60 quart mixer, those are the ones that are sitting on the ground. Like
yes, on the ground. Yes,
2 or 3 people to move it. You can put it on wheels, maybe, but it might have casters. But like these are huge pieces of equipment.
Yeah. And the one I got was
KitchenAid.
No, it's not KitchenAid. No. And the one I was mixing by hand for a long time.
Oh,
I was mixing about 30 pounds by hand by myself.
No, let me see those biceps real quick.
Yeah, no, it's shoulders. It's a workout. It's a workout.
Really surprised you didn't like blow a rotator cuff or something.
No. Like I said, I always, well, that's another thing too. Right? I always worked in the oil field. I come from labor. I always done labor. So to me, it was just the same thing, right? It was just, but now, doing my own thing, and now it involves cooking, but no, man. I mean, now we're fixing to be a year next month, so which is a couple of days.
Oh wow!
Entire building.
Birthday.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome.
And, so when is what you said? When is this podcast probably airing?
This one is going to drop on August 22nd.
Okay, August 22nd. So I'll go ahead and let y'all know. So we're voted Midland's best pizza. So that should be coming out.
Yes,
So
congratulations.
yeah, appreciate
Yes.
it. So that's crazy to me because we
That's
won gold.
awesome.
Yeah, we won four things. So we won one gold and best pizza, which that's what I care about. I love that, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me. And then we won two silvers, which is I guess second place on casual dining and lunch place, and then we won a bronze star and something else. So like, hey, I'll take
That's
it.
awesome.
Which is crazy, right? Like from the house to here and winning gold to me is like a Michelin star.
Dude.
But what I like about it more than anything else is that the ingredients you use are fresh. The pizzas are so simple, but the flavor is out of this world, and that's
Appreciate
what
it.
really got you that gold star. Like
Yes, sir.
you could definitely tell that there's a lot of love put into it. That you
Yeah.
all take a lot of pride in what you do, and I mean, it's just magic from the moment you go into that building to the moment you leave. Whether you eat there or you have that pizza to go, like it's just magic in there, man. And you all
Appreciate
have
it,
a
man.
great place. So yeah.
Appreciate
Are
it,
you
man.
having
Appreciate it.
any special events for your 1 year?
Not yet. We haven't thought that far. We do want to do. Yeah, I know, but we do want to do a free slice night. I want to do
Okay.
free slices. Yeah, I do want to offer
Yeah.
a free slice night. Just people that haven't come and tried us. And especially for our customers. I want them to come and enjoy something. I'm thinking about getting some other, maybe another food truck involved, and probably do a collab. Do a
Cool.
collab
I
with
want to
them.
know when the chef Steven and Decasa
Yes,
collab
yes,
He's
pizza
been
is
yes.
trying to
coming
get
out.
me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to make a fool out of myself slinging
No.
pizza, and then it just ends up all over the place.
No,
I'm telling you, like,
no.
when's that lamp going on the pizza? I'm just saying, like,
Yep,
We're,
yeah,
we're,
no,
gonna
yeah.
start, we're gonna have to start that brine soon, I guess.
We are, yep, we are. No, I'm ready for it. Like I said, my door's always open. I love anybody that wants to do something. I think collabing with each other and helping each other out. I think that's how you grow and that's how you build relationships. And
yeah,
I think that's the best. I think that's the best thing about which is like I said, crazy to me that I have this shop. And if I could help one of my friends out, or whatever, like, hey, come, come try. It's a playground. It's play. Come have fun. Have fun. Let's have fun. And that's the way
Yeah.
I see it.
and
That's the way I see
there's
it.
some there's just a special camaraderie that happens when you get
Oh, yeah.
kitchen people together in the same
Yep.
space. It's like a magic that you can't recreate. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
No. You speak the language. That's
Yeah.
what it is. You speak
Yeah.
the language. But no,
But not
I mean,
only that,
we're-
like good people hang out with good people, and then when you have two good people hanging out, and you all have that friendship and
Mhm.
camaraderie. Yeah, you're right. Like the food that comes out of that is just out of this world.
Yep.
Steven, do you have a go-to pizza dough recipe
I
that
don't.
you use? Do you make pizza dough at home?
I have no. I've done it once or twice, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. But I'm already starting to think of lamb bacon and stuff to make for when I go to Decasa. So
Yes.
the wheels are
Dude.
turning.
And then you guys can
no.
freeze one raw and FedEx it to me in North Carolina. So,
Yeah.
We're gonna have to send some of your frozen pizzas. He
Yeah,
does frozen pizzas too, right?
I did not know that. I was just
Yeah.
kidding. What?
And
Yes, we do. We do frozen
Okay.
pizzas. Yep. So
Okay.
they're fully
dry
cooked.
ice and
Yep.
Okay, I'm coming for it. That's gonna happen for sure.
Yep.
I use this recipe from Bobby Flay that it starts with beer as the liquid, and it's not perfect by any means, but over the years, I think I've kind of replaced a quarter of it with cornmeal because I like that kind of chewy bite that it gives.
Okay.
And it's still not exactly the way I would want, but it does really well on a cookie sheet. So it's kind of time tested. That's my go-to one when I'm at the house. So, and it's like a quick rise. It's like an hour, so I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
When I want pizza, I want it now. So
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
yeah.
Yes, now.
So
Well, yeah. That's where we're at.
yeah, dude, I can eat my weight in pizza all day long.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my favorite things ever. And it's several different types too, but I love a wood-fired. I like
probably one of the most popular things in the world.
So we're going to have to circle back because when we first started, we were talking about pineapple on pizza. Now, ham, pineapple, what's your take, yay or nay?
Man, ham, pineapple, like Canadian bacon or just ham? It's like it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. I'll do it, but I'm not like, oh my god, I'm crazy about it either. Like, it's not my go-to. It's not a go-to.
And it's funny because, so what was it, like 2 weeks ago, where your Al Pastor pizza was the special, and there was pineapple in it.
Yes, but it's Al Pastor.
Wow, I was a little reluctant.
Both really like pineapple.
Yeah. So here's the thing: I was a little reluctant to try it, but as soon as you had said Angel prepared like sausage on it, I was like, oh, I'm in. And that was one of the best pizzas I've had in my life. It was just missing like fried egg. That's all it was missing. I mean, the cilantro went on fresh. The pineapple was out of this world. The sausage,
onions, white onion,
yeah.
The taco. It's a taco on a pizza.
Yeah,
the taco on a pizza. You know, the salsa verde. You know, it's a crema salsa.
Yep.
So,
When's the chicharron pizza going down? Because I'll drive out there.
Right, chicharron. Yeah. No, I haven't done chicharron. I haven't done chicharron. So actually, this week we're doing a hatch green chili, a sausage hatch green chili. So we have a hatch. Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it because all the supermarkets are doing hatch right now?
Yeah, kind of. But it's hatch season. I love hatch though. I love hatch. I love hatch, but my take on the hatch one, it's a little different, but I like it. We had it. We didn't put it out. I was so busy this. We were so busy this morning. I didn't even have time to put it out on our Instagram just so people know we had it. But all the people that got it, man, they loved it, and we're like, no, good.
You said that's this week?
That's this week, yes, sir. It's this week, and that's Angel's hatch sausage that he makes.
Oh man, I'm about to send my wife.
Yeah.
Crystal's gonna have to go see you all.
Yeah,
she just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
So is that the partnership that you have for the meats? That's Odessa Charcuterie, right?
So yes, so I only use two meats. The only use two meats here at our shop is an Italian sausage from Odessa Charcuterie from our friend Angel, and then I use the boar's head pepperoni. That's it. I only have two meats. That's it.
Nice.
I don't have ham. I don't have bacon. Yeah. The only times I'll bring that is if I do a special. But rather than that, that's it. That's all I have.
It's a special pizza every week, or does it change?
Sometimes. Sometimes we do have a special every week, but that's only if we can get to it. But not all the time. But we usually try to have a feature.
Yep.
And I love it.
He also has some of your favorite. You still got that mushroom pizza?
I have the truffle. It's called truffle. So it's a white pizza with our Italian sausage. It has 3 types of mushrooms on it. It has shiitake, oyster, and portobello, and then with some with a little bit of pecorino romano, and then olive oil, and then our truffle oil on it to finish it.
Yeah,
and a little bit of red flakes, and parsley.
Steven's being cute because I don't like truffles.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of like a lot of mushroom, but I love the oyster mushroom. Oyster mushroom, it tastes like meat to me.
Oyster mushrooms are really good, and I've had them prepared at a couple of vegan joints where they're like fried, so they're like a chicken tender or chicken, nugget kind of esque. They're really meaty and really tasty.
Right. They're really meaty.
Umami flavor. So I love mushrooms on a pizza, but not truffles.
I think that's actually the first pizza we had gotten from you all. You know,
I do truffle oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the very first time we actually ate from you was when you were at Eccentric, when they had the brewery and all that live music and whatnot.
Oh,
and I think a bunch of our friends showed up and they were like, oh, yeah, you got to get this pizza. And we had like pizza and knots. I think we went back 2 more times after we finished our food. We left so full that night.
Wow.
Oh, so good.
Man, dude, well, I appreciate that, man.
The hot honey and pepperoni, dude, that's That's also money right there.
Yeah, that's a cult favorite. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's become popular. So popular.
I love Hot Honey. We were talking about that just a little bit before we started recording, and Hot Honey is having its moment on everything. And sometimes I just like to dip like the pizza crust in it, like the leftovers.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, everything that I've had has been out of this world, and like even the calzones, man. The first time I had one, man, I got through half of it and I was just stuffed. And you're just like trying to get food into your mouth because it tastes so good. You're like, okay, I got to turn my brain off from like being full and turn my brain on to like all the flavor. You know what I'm saying? It was so good.
That's the thing about a calzone is like it's not right unless it's like the size of your face.
Yeah, and it's just a white calzone too. It's just a white calzone, just all.
Is
you know,
it?
It's just a forced cheese. It's our buffalo mozzarella, our Parmigiano, pecorino, and ricotta. That's it.
Yes.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, I also saw a brisket pizza with pickled red onions. That looked incredible.
So we did that. That was a collab we did with Ruben from Pachuco's here in Midland. It's a barbecue fusion place. So yeah, we did that. That was it was. I love. That's one of my favorite pizzas.
Nice.
One of my favorite pizzas. Yeah.
Do you rotate through the features, or do you try to do something different every time?
I try to do something different, but we know kind of what the popular ones are. Right now, our most popular one right now is our buffalo chicken and our Italian hottie, which is like 3 types of salamis, and it has banana
peppers, right?
Yep. So people love those. So yeah.
I love banana peppers too, dude. You're making me so hungry, and I just had 4 giant pieces of pizza for dinner. Like,
yeah. But you gotta understand, like, I love doing the features, and I would put them out, and people still come by pepperoni.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, and I love pepperoni. I mean,
looks like I got to start bringing some ingredients just to go play over there in the restaurant.
Man.
I'm excited about it. We'll have to plan it.
You have a whole grocery store.
A lot of pictures when you're there, Steven.
Oh yeah.
I mean, more than welcome to.
So Gerardo, the restaurant has an Instagram. Can you tell us what that is, just for the listeners?
Our Instagram is Decasa Midland, Texas.
All right.
I think it's Decasa Midland TX. I think that's where it's at Decasa Midland, Texas, Midland TX. And then Facebook, it should probably be the same. And then we are on Google also.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's how I was looking at the menu initially, when I Googled.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, hey, we've had a blast talking, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank y'all. Thank you for having me.
So happy for your accomplishments. That you have such an amazing story.
Oh man,
that's so cool, and I
appreciate it.
I love that there's some mystery woven through it. I mean, it's a crazy journey. So I think things like that they're so inspiring. So we wish you all the continued success, and congratulations on a year and for winning Best Pizza. That's amazing.
Yes, that's amazing.
So, hopefully you can win it again.
Right, let's go back to back.
Awesome.
Yeah, why not? Yes,
well, hey, everybody out there, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for listening. You know where you can find the podcast. Give Decasa Pizza some love. If you're in the Midland area, go find it in person and eat, okay?
Or just follow them because they're awesome, yeah.
Absolutely. Give them the love on the internet as well. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram so they can get all the visibility. Steve, we got to get out of here.
Cool. All right. We'll catch y'all next time.
All right, guys. Thank y'all. Peace.